Oh, good morning all. And here we are again. Right, two things going on today. Mainly, obviously, the usual stuff. That I'm going to play things and die and stuff like that, you know. Also, though, I watched, and I'm going to be talking about this quite a bit, so I'm just going to wander around while I'm talking to show you've got a bit of eye candy to look at. I was on YouTube, as I usually am first thing in the morning, and I noticed that it was a Bethesda drop, and it was about Starfield. Now, thinking we were going to get the usual stuff, I clicked on it, and I was just, it was going to be 45 minutes. 45 minutes. It's called Starfield Deep Dive, I believe. Go and have a look if you want to watch it. It's 45 minutes, and I thought it was going to be just the usual developers going on about what they've done and where they've done it and how they did it and how wonderful it was. And it was all that, but it was also a lot of gameplay. Not from the point of view like this is gameplay where you actually watch me playing the game. There was elements of that, but it was like no shadows, lovely. It was very much like the developers, employees playing the game and showing you what they like to do, and obviously showcasing a lot of the stuff. Now, on paper, it looks brilliant. If I can afford it, I will definitely get it. Is it Fallout in space? Yes, to a certain degree, but it's also much more technically. It technically is more developed. They have. I showed discussions with NPCs, and the NPCs are very much the sort of thing you see in this game, where there's a face talking to you. But obviously, in the years since they started making the Fallout games, the technology's gone a lot further. I don't think it'd be spoiling anything for anybody if I tell you that it's going to be big. They reckon over 1,000 planets to explore. Also, customization of spaceships is going to be a big part of it, so you can buy, customize, rip apart, build up spaceships. You can board spaceships in the middle of the emptiness of space, as well as going to planets. There are cities, but it all sounds very nice. I must admit. I mean, I will go for it, but I think I will wait, and there's one very simple reason why I will wait. If you remember Fallout 76 release, it was all hyped up, and it was going to be the player makes the story, and the player develops the story, and so on and so forth, and it turned out it was empty. Now, I don't think there's any danger of that happening with this, because there's a lot of non-player characters, there's a lot of cities. The cities look pretty well populated from what I could see. But again, if you watch the video, you'll see what I mean. So I don't think there's any danger of that, but we've heard about these vast places before. If you look at No Man's Sky, for instance, it was supposed to be, again, marvellous and brilliant, and you can do all sorts of things, and it turned out the world's nearly empty. Now again, I'm not saying that will happen, because from what I've seen, there are plenty of people populating the world, there's plenty of interactions, there's a lot to do. It is, to a certain degree, Fallout in space, but Fallout in space on speed. Having said that, the reason that I'm wary is because we know about games being released bugged, and even the biggest companies are well guilty on this one. And Bethesda's not exactly had, how can I put this? Lots of their games have been bugged before when they've been released. They've released possibly even before they're ready to be released. And can't go that way, must be there. I'm on the edge of the map. Yeah. I'm on the edge of the map. I've never had that happen before. Yeah, so I think what I'm getting at is Bethesda's not got a very good track record for releasing games without bugs, and I think that might well happen this time, especially in a game of this scope. Price wise, I've only seen the dollar price. Obviously if I looked into it further I could probably find the pound price, but the dollar price is $69 or $85 for the special edition. Having said that, there is apparently a Constellation edition, and I've only seen this on eBay, which is basically a case with a patch, a watch, and a working watch, similar to the one used in the game. And the case is, from what the developer was saying, the case is actually built around the cases that brought the rock samples back from the moon. Again, it's all in the video. If you watch the video, you'll see what I mean. And that edition, believe it or not, is £399. Nope, I'm getting out of here. That's the cheapest price I saw on eBay, was £39. 39, 300. I wish it was 39. £399. There was another one that's selling for 600 quid. 600 quid for a game with a watch. Damn. So yeah, that's a lot of money for a game, even if it does come with a really nice watch. Yeah, Dave, you know what I'm talking about, mate. And the canvas bag, yeah, all that. However, there is one thing that we've all got to be wary about, and I only noticed it because I went looking for the specs. Now, I've got, my PC's not fantastic. I've got a 3600 Ryzen processor. I've got I'm trying to think, GTX 1660, and that's a graphics card, obviously. I've got 3 drives. I've got an SSD drive with 256 gigabytes, which is for Windows, obviously. That's the boot drive. I've got a 1 terabyte hard drive, which was in the original machine when I got it, and then I've got a 1 terabyte SSD, which I bought for the M2 SSD slot. Now, the reason I mention all this is because if I hadn't bought the SSD, I wouldn't be able to play STARFIELD. If you go down to the, sorry, bouncing up and down. If you go down to the recommended specs, my computer actually, sorry, I'm getting all excited. My computer actually is good enough for the minimum specs. The minimum spec, I think the only difference was there was a 2600 CPU and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, and the minimum GPU is a 1080. So my PC would meet the minimum spec. My PC would meet the minimum specs, but it doesn't meet the maximum specs. Am I saying that right? No, I'm not saying that right. I am very sorry. This morning I've got quite excited about this and it's left me in a bit of a state. My computer meets the minimum specs, and it also is, I think, the recommended specs, apart from one thing. If you do not have an SSD in your system, you can't play STARFIELD. This is what the site is saying. Now, how they manage it, I don't know. Unless they've programmed it so it cannot be installed to a hard drive, because they're definitely saying you can only play on SSD. As for consoles, yeah, no, I'm not looking at streaming it, mate. But having said that, I don't think I'll be able to anyway. Sorry, I'm wrong. don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just wandering around, giving you something to look at. Oh, we're back at the edge of the screen again. I'm not looking at Streamlit yet. I mean, all I'm looking at is whether my system could run it, and it would run it. As I say, unless you've got an SSD, yeah, I really don't know how they work this, but unless you've got an SSD, it definitely says you would not be able to run run Starfield. The other thing, which I was looking at, was would I be able to play it on my Xbox? And the answer to that is no as well, because I've only got an Xbox One S. Now, the Xbox One S will run it, apparently, if you run it under Game Pass from the cloud. But because the Xbox One S doesn't have an SSD, the same thing applies. You can't run it. So that's me unable to run it on the Xbox. I can run it on my PC, but apparently I can't stream it. And I don't disbelieve you on that one at all. I haven't said that. You said the minimum spec in the stream won't work, but would the recommended one work? Because mine is recommended, and the GTX 1660 is quite a nice little thing in between the 1080 and 20 range. It sort of sits in the middle, so I might be able to stream it, but. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, mate. I don't think I would pre-order it, no. We've been burned too often by Bethesda. Now, can I just finish what I was saying anyway about consoles? You'd be able to run it on Xbox Series X, Series X, the new one. That's fine, but you won't be able to run it on PC. Oh God, I'm getting so excited now. You won't be able to run it on PS5 because, I don't know if you know, but Bethesda is actually now part of the Xbox family. They've been bought out by Xbox, and I can't see the PlayStation allowing an Xbox company to play on their machines. You definitely haven't. There's no orders plan. There's definitely no release plan on the PS5 at the moment, and I don't think there ever will be. I think it will be an exclusive. So if you're planning to play it on PS5, no, I don't think you'll be able to. As for what you were saying, yeah, no, I don't. I forgot what the question was now. Pre-order? No, I won't pre-order it because we have been burned so often. The sheer scope of it tells me that there probably will be bugs, lots of them, and I will wait at least a month or 2 months watching gameplay videos on it before I decide I'm going to buy it. Whether I've got the money to buy it, that's another matter, but no, I won't pre-order. As for whether you pre-order it, it's entirely up to you, mate, but I've been burned before. I mean, I remember a lot of games from Bethesda where you've downloaded even years into their life and they've still been bugged. So I want to make sure that this isn't going to be bugged to hell before I start. And also, if you think about how many games have been released this year with bugs, last year, last 2 years, 3 years, look at what was the name of that game that they said was I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, there have been so many games released, and it's almost expected that any AAA game is going to be bugged before you start. So no, definitely no pre-order. I don't. I'm not monetised, Dave. I'm really not monetised, mate. I don't get involved in that. This is just a hobby for me. Not to mention the fact I haven't got enough viewers to be monetised at all. I think you have to have a certain amount of viewers and a certain amount of view time and all that sort of thing. And no. this is another reason why I don't think I would pre-order. I don't have the kind of audience which would justify buying it. I mean, if I bought it because I was going to make money out of it, then I would buy it. I would buy it, but I don't make any money out of streaming. It will be purely for my own pleasure, and I can't justify that kind of money. So I don't think I could persuade the missus either. Let's see if we can get a Wendigo. Thank you for that. We'll see anyway. I'm not sure that I'd like to be monetised actually. I mean, at the moment I can come on here and I can put a video on for you guys and I can enjoy doing it. If I'm monetised, it becomes a job, you know. I mean, I've already got a job, but it becomes another job, just another thing that I've got to do. A bit of action for you now, anyway, after all that talking. Come on, I don't want to get attacked by this thing. Yes. Right, I do use Discord, but I haven't got it installed at the moment. The only reason for that was because I had it installed and it was I was getting messages every like 5 seconds on my phone, so I uninstalled it. One thing I would say to you guys is that I started off doing this streaming thing purely and simply to experiment and see what I could do, and it's all sort of snowballed from there to the point where I've now got followers, and I feel I have to stream for the sake of the followers, but I also haven't got into the social side of it yet. And so I've got Discord, but I suppose I could install it again. In fact, I probably will do that, but I've got to get rid of some of the people that I was following on there because they were just literally messaging Discord every 10 seconds, every 5 seconds. So, I have actually got a server. I don't know if it's still on my phone. Have a look. I'm not looking at chat while I'm doing this because I can't do two things at once on the phone, I'm afraid. I can't get into your streams, Dave, to be honest. I tried the other day and it said that it's only available to subscribers. Now, with the best will in the world, I haven't got a lot of cash and I can't subscribe to people, so I can't actually get into your streams. It says subscribers only. I did try. I'm going to download Discord again, but I'm going to have to unfollow some people or turn notifications off and the other just go in when I want to. Oh, didn't see that. See, that's right, I got distracted again. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, mate. As I say, at the moment I'm a bit busy. I've got other things I've got to go and visit some people today, and I've got a hospital thing tomorrow. So yeah, generally speaking, I'm going to be busy today. Don't have notifications. Right, let's log in. I should have done this afterwards, really, but there you go. Right, I'm in. Right, okay, I'm in. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to get in touch, mate. It's just at the moment I'm really busy. I've got my Discord up and running, so I can always search for your server. Is it under the same name? Well, Dave, I'm going to look into that later because I'm on stream at the moment. I don't want to ruin it for everyone, so I'll look into that later. But I've got the link anyway, so I can find that. I'm not highly technical about Discord, so you have to bear with me. I've got to find you. So. Okay, well I'm right. I'll do a message at some point anyway. But as I've got things I need to do today, so it won't be today. I mean, I'll try and get in touch with you probably tomorrow or next day. Is this regarding you not be able to get into your stream? Because that's what we were discussing, weren't we? I can't get into your stream because it says subscribers only. Loads of stuff. And over encumbered already. Look at that. Yeah, it is. It's. I tried to get into your streams the other day, and it said subscribers only. I'm afraid. That's what I was saying to you earlier on. I couldn't get into your streams. I meant to ask you about that actually before, because several times I've tried to get in and it said subscribers only. I've actually followed you obviously, but I'm not subscribed. Is that a weird one? Yeah, it is. I just walked right past him as well. I don't know what's attacking me there. Nice in. Anyway, for anybody else might watching at the moment, as for the Starfield, it sounds brilliant, but as I say, I think I'm going to be actually watching some gameplay before I actually go ahead and buy it. And even then, I'll be wary about playing it on a PC as to whether it would actually, on my PC, whether it would actually, sorry, I'm not concentrating, on my PC whether it would actually work well, or whether it would be very glitchy. I think the thing that's putting me off the idea at the moment is quite simply that it's so big. They say, oh, it's massive, it's got all these planets, it's got all this, and part of me says, yeah, I know that there's 1,000 planets, but they're not all going to be on the screen at once. But when people get too ambitious, when companies get too ambitious, sometimes they are too ambitious for their own good. And it leads to problems. And that's why I'm a bit dubious about actually buying it too soon. They love their toilets in this game, don't they? I know it'll be another one. Of course, the other thing that you wonder about when looking at a Bethesda game is, bearing in mind it's the same company that made Skyrim and all that sort of thing, is it going to be based around the same sort of crafting systems and so on? Oh look, another power armor. What's it got on it? Anything interesting? T51. What the hell? Let's have it anyway. I'll just put it in my stash later. I wonder. I've got enough materials to repair this. Yeah, can do it. There we go. And I was writing them into repairing as well. Exactly, I should have got that. Okay. What do here? Find this power armor again. No, don't want to go in there. It's gone, look, somebody's had it. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump server for a minute. See if we can find it again. Hello mate, just in case you're wondering what's happening, I found a set of power armour and I was just repairing it because it was in a bit of a state, and I had all the materials necessary to repair it when I was attacked by a scorch right in the middle of the repair, and he killed me. So now I'm going back to try and find the power armour. It's not there, so what I'm trying to do now is jump server. Trying to jump the server so that it's